Okay, so today we're going to be presenting the Altex aviation case. So the first question is about the transfer pricing that they apply. Some of the most important things Ted and his partner did when taking over Altex is implementing profit centers across each station of the business. Rather than having a centralized system, they allowed each individual profit center to act on their own behalf to determine their costs and their profits. And we believe this was a very good strategy as it allowed each individual part of the business to maximize their profit and therefore maximize the profits of the entire company. We will see this later in question 3. Then question 2 is about the managerial skills of these young men, which I think the problem that they had is one that a lot of young managers have, which is trying to be more lenient than bossy. And as we see, this had a big impact in the company as one of their managers resigned because he felt he was being left out of the decision-making process, and he did not like that. So it was poorly managed, but the good thing is I believe they learned from this experience and it could have been much worse. Moving on to question 3, the profitability of the company. To look at this, we take a look at the income statement from August. As we can see, Altex, it's running, as I mentioned before, in different profit centers, and each profit center had its own operating income. Most of them resulted in a positive operating income. The profit centers, which we believe they should focus more on because they have the highest operating income, are those related to jet fuel sales, both retail and wholesale. And in total, they had a very nice profit of $21,900, which is very large compared to what the business was making before they took over.
What are the pros and the cons of the new administration profit center? Well, advantages are the profitability recognition. Business can identify flight routes that are most or least profitable, and financial performance of individual parts can be assessed. Comparison. Business can compare different profit centers. These assessments of financial performance can be compared to other parts of the business. Provides data for informed decisions. Profit centers provide managers with more detailed information on which to base decisions. Organizational benefits. Employees can be seen and monitored working on particular areas in terms of cost, revenues, and profits. Budget setting for cost minimization. Employees may be given budgets to manage in order to assist in minimizing cost while seeking to increase revenues. Employee motivation. Targets can be incorporated into the company's operational system. Greater authority and control given to employees over their working lives. Empowerment. The disadvantages are the accuracy of data. Good quality decisions can only be based on data that is correct and true reflection of current profitability. Division of company concerning indirect cost. Company has to divide up and allocate indirect cost to each profit center. How is this allocation decided? Decisions may not be in best interest for business as a whole. Taking decisions on the basis of profit rather than focusing on being socially responsible. Unnecessary competition within the business. Beneficial rivalry to the business as a whole may encourage efficiency, but too much competition can be harmful. What are the cost drivers departments use to allocate the expenses charged by the new administration profit center? Social security taxes, health insurance, and other fringe benefits were charged to departments as a predetermined percent of wages. Thus, when a manager took on a new employee, he or she knew that it would cost the department, say, 125% of the wage. Accounts receivable, a monthly charge based on the amount and age of the receivables. You can see in the presentation. Operating assets, including the parts department's inventory and the service department's shop equipment, were charged to the departments using them on a predetermined percent of the assets cost. Rent, fire and occupancy insurance, building maintenance and depreciation, and other occupancy costs were charged as a predetermined rental per square foot of floor or ramp space occupied. A predetermined percentage of sales, which represented the cost of that office and the accounting department, was also charged.
It can be seen that an external maintenance company offers a 40% discount, which shows a competitive advantage for the flight school. That helps them save a good amount of their expenses, and there are also some other factors that would also benefit them if they take the service externally. The first one is reduction of cost. The external company is offering a 40% discount to cover the maintenance, in which it covers the whole system. The price of the repairing instruments may get higher, but as promised, the external company has to do the necessary. Whereas if it's done internally, even though the price gets higher, they have no other option than spending for it. So it's saving a huge portion of the budget, and it's saving another 40% as well. Secondly, when the flight school starts taking the external service, it will be more flexible for them to select employees since they are outsourcing. So they will reduce the exceeding number of employees and retain those with the most potential. That usually develops a competitive mindset within employees and increases productivity. Finally, while the maintenance is done internally, the management team have to constantly be aware to check every procedure. But when the flight school decides to outsource, the management team can be much more flexible and will relieve their stress, allowing them to maintain a better work-life balance.